Hello everybody and welcome, hopefully this time you actually get to see this pick phase, back to the Learn Dota 2 League Season 14, Week 2. It's Week 2 still, when we're doing this. I mean, it's really Week 3. Week 4 is not too far from now, but hey, Week 2. And last time, we saw Aqua Team Hunger Forcestaff take on Ganker x Ganker. Pudge had the best Pudge game in the world given to him. Let's see what happens now.
Radiant team ban.
Immediate ban on the Razor. Kid Dynamite says it's Razor's fault.
Dire team ban.
I don't know. I mean, Razor definitely does seem to be very conductive, to beating this particular team. Seems very antithetical to how they want to play the game, but I don't know if I will put it on him why that match went that way. That was just kind of no response to the Fat Man, who we are going to let through again on Ganker x Ganker. Very interesting stuff.
Radiant team pick.
Starting off here with the Shadow Shaman. I believe this is his first appearance this season. It's a bit surprising. He was all over season 12-13. Let's see if maybe there's a reason he isn't in 14, or if maybe, on the other hand, there isn't a reason and everyone just kind of forgot about him.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Seems logically like he should still be doing okay for himself. But I guess it's like, you know, when the support lines in these games feel like they have like a 70% consistent presence, when it feels like the support line, like Pause 5 especially, is probably the most hero unbalanced role in the game. You know, I guess you can kind of understand why some of the mainstays aren't showing their faces recently.
Radiant team pick.
ATHF starting off with a Legion Commander. It's a very brave first pick. Legion Commander has several very strong, very good counters, and basically is going to make any pick phase and arms race, you know,
10 seconds
the race of which team gets to the point of victory first, to the point where either they can just completely sideline LC, Ogre Magi here, completely sideline the LC, or make sure she wins every single battle.
seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Certainly a second support with a strong CC would not be unwanted here. A Bane or a Lion or something thereof would definitely be good here. Make sure that if the supports are together, LC can't comfortably win the duel.
Dire team ban.
Or Axe can do it too. I'm not really sure, honestly, how the Axe call and the LC duel interact with each other when they happen at the same time. It's certainly a very unappealing target for LC to drop the duel on.
10 seconds remaining.
That much is for sure.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Okay, correct. Ganker knocking out the Viper.
Dire team ban.
I think Viper's not a bad ban, nor a bad pick for them here, considering that ATHF gets the next pick. It's probably the safe thing to do.
Seconds
no
remaining.
Monkey King, by the way. But you know,
Radiant
Viper
team
can be definitely very good on a lineup against LC if you know how to play it, and by you know how to play it, I mean you know how to be near when duels are happening. We saw some unfortunate circumstances in an earlier game this week where Legion Commander was allowed to just completely ignore the Viper. All the duels happened when he was nowhere close or on him personally, which ain't great. Of course, he is just as existential of a threat to Axe for basically the exact same reason. If Axe jumps and starts spinning and Viper drops another toxin on him, he better have a BKB or else he's not doing anything with his call and just gonna die. Again, knocking out the sniper here. Even though this time, there's really not much forecast for that. I guess you have the Monkey King.
10 seconds.
The puck can be good against the sniper, but
5 seconds remaining.
it's probably not at the top of the list. As far as
Radiant team
anti-sniper heroes, I will say. It's on the list, but not at the top of it. Medusa going down here.
seconds remaining. Dire team pick.
Once again, running the fat man right back. ATHF does have a lot for pickoff this time, but really has absolutely nothing at all for its team fight ability. Be interesting to see how that one shakes out.
Dire team pick.
Rubik. Kind of like the Rubik here. It's not the strongest CC in the world for the LC, but the telekinesis does mean that it's going to be a lot less likely LC ends up getting the kill. Slark. Okay, I really don't like the Slark here, actually. This is a bad Slark game, bro. Oh, the second Slark gets dueled, he's basically guaranteed to die. I don't know. I'm not down with that. Not only is he guaranteed to die if he's in the duel, it's not like he's that great, like around a duel either. I mean, like the shard's okay, but that's it. Not really sure what happens if you drop a shard. Again, two very odd interactions on the Ganker x Ganker lineup in contrast to the duel. I'm not really sure what happens if you drop the Slark shard on a duel, and I'm not really sure what happens if Axe calls an active dueling LC. So it'll certainly be interesting to see how that one goes. But yeah, that's a very appealing dual target for the LC in the form of Slark there. There's going to be a lot needed to get her off of him. And perhaps more importantly, a lot of the answers that are on the board so far, again, are going to have to deal with the Fat Man, deal with the Pudge, who, once again, could certainly be trouble in this game. ATHF has nearly run out the clock for reserve time here. Either very confident about what they've got on the board so far, or very unconfident about what they should be picking right now.
Dire team back.
They ultimately go with the Marcy. Just confirmation that's another core Pudge, as if you probably needed that. Another kind of annoying thing for Slark, there's really nothing to purge when it comes to Marcy.
Dire team back.
And even if there was, it wouldn't exactly be the easiest thing to time. Very positioning dependent, and that's where Marcy can really screw you up. You know, she can get down Mr. President and take a pounce for you, or for somebody else on her team. She can just throw you a weird way and make it so you don't really have a great option out except to just go full force and hit ult. And God forbid, she can walk out front, throw you out of the line of help that your supports are able to get, outside of their sphere of influence, and let LC start a duel on you. Which would be bad. Certainly very bad. Marcy also is going to really be a massive steroid for the duels, being able to throw sidekick onto them and being able to beat the crap out of anybody who's being dueled at the moment with her ult, which also is kind of a dissuasion for anybody trying to intervene to a degree.
10 seconds remaining.
No Necro, by the way. No Necro, no Quap. Looking to get rid of some big-time magic bursters here on Ganker x Ganker.
Dire team pick.
Ember Spirit is banned. GXG got a lot of time to think about this one.
10
1 minute
seconds
38 still
remaining.
left in that reserve time, so they certainly have quite a lot
5
to
seconds
save
remaining.
for themselves. For Huskar, okay. Another taunt, so we're gonna have 2 different taunts. Very many weird interactions for the LC on this team here.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Of course, it is the Kid Dynamite Huskar.
Choose
And
your
here's
hero.
Clinks. Okay. That's interesting. It's going to be mid Clinks going to be facing the Huskar here. I do not like Clinks' chances at mid in this particular game. I feel like Clinks is going to get very hammered very quickly and find it very difficult to do anything but past mid. I mean, he should be more or less okay. Going to be running the 1 Pudge again. I do think there is more of an onus for Pudge to run more of a team-focused strategy this time. And not just bonus, I mean an onus. You know, he definitely has to get in there, he definitely needs to get some work done. If he leaves these guys to their own devices, then what's going to happen is duels won by the enemy team, duels won by potentially the enemy Huskar, for example, which ain't great. But if Pudge plays around the team, there's a lot of guys. Again, it feels like another very good Pudge game, unfortunately for Ganker x Ganker. You know, it's another game where really the only guy on the enemy lineup who doesn't care that much if he gets hooked out of position is probably the Rubik. Like, it's a nightmare for Axe, it's a nightmare for Slark, it's kind of a nightmare for Huskar too. Like, you know, he can be deep into the battle better than a lot of other heroes can, but he doesn't want to be. He wants to control where he's at. He wants to be able to pick his spot, choose when to go in and strike, not be kind of forced into it. And certainly not be kind of forced into it in a situation where the rest of the team can be kind of playing Vanguard, keeping people away from you when you're getting dismembered. I don't know. I'm getting this sneaking suspicion of second first, same as the first going on here. But the good news is there is one thing about the second verse. The game didn't crash this time loading in, so that's good.
Prepare for battle.
I know, Clinks, it's a laugh riot. The successful loading in of games. Let's look at some statues while we wait. We've got Terrorblade saying we should ride bikes while looking at his little thing. We've got the Michael Jordan by #1 Frank Stan. Hey, I think I've seen this statue before. Never mind. Okay, let's look at the Ganker x Ganker ones. You've got Looter's Axe. Look at it go. It's the high point of his little animation here. Wump. You got Do Not Feed After Midnight, the classic T4 tower, owned by Blue Jay. Yeah, that's what everybody wanted to see right now, right? I mean, nothing's happening in this pre-round
30
anyway.
seconds to battle.
Do you think code line has anything to do with linedetail.com? It's just a thought. You know, there's one thing that's gonna bother me about this Ganker x Ganker team is that it definitely should just be G lowercase xg, right, for the clan tag? Because that just looks like, I mean, that probably actually is his good guys clan tags, isn't it? 2 for 2 on the runes. That perked Rubik up a bit. Pudge just TP'd
His brain is so big.
home. He TP'd home. I've just got this funny feeling that he did not mean to do that. He also has a Wraith Band, which is really interesting. Okay, Cheeseburger. So now Cheeseburger must take the Walk of Shame back to lane as Bonus gets to miss last hits. Because, you know, he's not used to getting last hits on Ogre Magi, because honestly, I mean, who is? But hey, you know, he's going to hit level 2 really fast, that's good. The two mid laners start off the game by almost killing each other outright. Get Dynamite the first level 2.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Gotham's courier was a cage and Slark just set it free. Number 1 Frankstan going hard to try and get the snipe out kill on Huskar here. Does not actually get it, which means that his chances of actually getting this kill here kind of gone down a little drastically. TikTok, TikTok, stop it! Oh, I hate it so much. Worst chat wheel ever in Dota 2. Except Praise the Moon and Mene. That one's also pretty bad, maybe. Cheeseburger has now made it to lane. He's even made it all the way to level 2. He started out taking hook here. Did not actually find anything to hook, I believe, in this time. Ignite here has led to Rubik's death. But good job on bonus there. Good use of his skills to put Axe into a position where he couldn't do anything and put Rubik into a position where he couldn't exist or live. Axe definitely going to need to take a level of his Q really soon, or that's just going to keep happening to Rubik every time he shows up, or God forbid him when he shows up. So our LC has gone pretty much untouched this lane. It's gotten relatively free form, but then so has Slark. Both sides have been fighting each other a lot less than they've been farming, which I think for LC is a really good strategy. To be honest, I'm a lot less afraid of what Slark's going to do this game than LC, just to be blunt. Slark very answered here, LC very much not so. At least seemingly on paper. Now there could be some sort of epic strategy to try and curtail this, to try and get around this, but let's see how that one pans. That's some very aggressive action here out of number 1 Frankstan at the mid lane. So far does not seem to really be panning to his favor. Ooh, uphill miss. Very lucky for Clinks that was an uphill miss. There's a modest chance he just dies if that doesn't happen. But, so far, yeah, really not been in Clinks' favor in this lane. He's down many last hits, he's down, you know, many HP, down about half a level already, and it's not even 4 minutes. Which is not far from the prediction. Again, this is not a lane where Clinks is going to do well. It's a game where he could, but not a lane where he can. Pudge is going to be hungry, which is the most appropriate thing you could possibly do to Pudge. Okay, well, looked away from mid too soon, I guess, as Clinks is just going to casually take a spill down here. Ooh. Pudge looking for the hook here, does not find it, and is now in pretty grave danger. He's in fact pretty dead. Dark Ace takes the kill, probably shouldn't have done that, but that's fine. What a surprise. We had a Gotham rotate out to mid. I assume that's bringing Frankstan something, maybe? I was about to say bottle refill, but no, that's not actually what happened. Marcy is missing. Tyre's courier getting killed. Gotham saying what goes around comes around. Purchasing himself a smoke to try and get out of this very far back line situation that he's in, but ultimately decides, hey, I don't actually need to do that. I can just kind of walk back here. Maybe he's looking for another rotation on mid. I don't know. It certainly wouldn't be the worst idea in the world to try and give Clinks more of a chance to exist here. I'll see with the phase boots. Alrighty, she's actually out-farming the Clinks, not the Clinks, out-farming the Slark. Ogre Magi's courier just got here, so unfortunately he's going to be too low to do anything in this lane for a very long time. He's actually not buying up a Sav, it seems, as well. So he is accepting his very low HP fate. Perhaps going on old pre-nerf Ogre Magi instincts, I don't know. he's actually getting kind of harassed, like kind of pretty badly messed up by these creeps here. I think if Dyer realized that the Radiant pull was happening, then there was probably a kill to be had here. Also, Gotham rotated this lane and Clink still died anyway, and Gotham just has to walk, which is always sad. Bonus legitimately just can't show his face here. If Bonus shows his face, he's just gonna die. And such is life. Cheeseburger loses about half of his HP. Bonus loses about 100% of his HP. Axe is getting pretty close to level 6 here. So far, these lanes are looking kind of bad for Aqua taking Hunger Forcestaff, except for that off lane. The off lane is looking swell. Huskar has now passed up the LC for last hits, but Huskar is a mid laner, so them being pretty close ain't a big deal. Also, Slark might be? Yeah, he's dead. Okay, yeah, this is even bigger. Yeah, okay, now this has gone from just a good off lane to a just straight up unqualifiable win. I am shocked that Gotham is trying to leave right now.
Top tower is under attack.
Pretty much, there's almost a guarantee of a duel win if Gotham is nearby. Just opting not to take it right now. Doesn't want to run the risk, I suppose. So now it's kind of gone back to where this lane started, with both sides are kind of casually farming, neither looking at each other. Rubik's going to go down. Eye for an eye in the off lane, though. On one hand, it feels like Dyer's getting the better objectives with less help. On the other hand, it feels like Radiant is getting fat stacks, and it feels like this is a game where that is going to matter a lot. Looter has only just now realized, I think, how bad this is for him. Gotham almost runs right into the hook, but ultimately decides not to. What a nice guy. And now Axe is just dead. Rubik tries to at least stop Pudge from getting the kill. Doesn't even get that much done, unfortunately, for him. It was a good attempt, but a doomed attempt. Huskar is level 8, Clinks is level 6. This is just as bad as things can possibly be for Clinks here in this mid lane, I think. Again, I really got a question, like, where is anybody for this, like, first LC duel? Like, it should be so easy. Okay, Pudge is gonna come in. Literally the moment Pudge starts his TP, everybody on Dyer just starts walking away. They have this place very well fighted out, so Pudge is not gonna be able to get any kind of sneak hooks here. Mostly because I assume this offlane has not had a support for a very long time. Oh wait, no, this isn't Pudge, this is Ogre Magi, I'm blind. I mean, it's time to duel, right? Nope. Time to run away instead. Is it time to duel now? Marcy's here? Marcy threw Slark away. Okay, there we go. Whew, alright, you guys are giving me some high anxiety there for a minute. I was a little worried there was never going to be a first duel. First duel comes out on Slark, it's a victory. What else could you want in life? Not much.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
LC has now finished her Blade Mail as well, which is going to make things even harder to deal with for the enemy lineup.
Dyer's top tower is under attack.
Dynamite has shown up here
Dyer's
and
top
has
tower
just
has fallen.
knocked off a lot of his HP on the LC's Blade Mail. LC trying to get back involved in this, really wants to get that kill, but she's just too low. Ogre Magi is now guaranteed to die. There's just simply not enough people here for what Radiant really wants to do. But on the upside, they're not going to lose anything more than their support. If just the pause 5 goes down in a scenario like that, then it's like whatever. They just pulled in a lot of TPs to get almost nothing done, which is first and foremost going to give Clinks a lot of free time. I do like how they just glyphed at the exact perfect time to make sure he didn't get any of these last hits off of his Q. Bonus here, back down to bot, is full HP, full mana, no multicast. That's very interesting. He has opted to get it at
Radiant's
level
middle
7
tower
instead.
is under attack.
LC is hungry to get another duel here, but her team is really not so much. Again, I don't know. I just don't see why, really. Slark's gonna try and force the issue here. Gonna jump on Marcy. Marcy's gonna use LC to ride out, but that may not exactly have been the solution that they wanted. Marcy tries to throw LC to safety, does not actually get it done, but LC is going to be okay anyway. Is going to have to definitely go back home there. Ogre Magi has kind of found the Huskar here, who's kind of in an awkward scenario. Huskar just took out his TP, which is good. It's going to limit Ogre's mobility for a while, even if he doesn't get anything else really done there. Pudge looking at Axe. Axe is actually higher level than Pudge at this point. Pudge only just reached level 8. X has been there for a minute. Okay, this is really riding the lightning on Pudge's part. I'm shocked that Looter's just letting this happen. I mean, just kill the guy, like... just put Battle Hunger on him and kill him. Okay, part 1 succeeded, but seems to be having an issue finding part 2 here. This is definitely a scenario where I think, oh, okay, let's see what happened here. I think some better vision on the Radiant to get them some more confidence would definitely be a good thing. Huskar wisely disarms the LC out there for the duel, but still actually goes down anyway. But still, I think if Looter and Cheeseburger, if Looter knew that Cheeseburger was alone there for such a long time, it likely would have been a go on it. Instead, he isn't actually able to get anything done, and now Looter's the one in pretty bad danger.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Shadow Shaman coming in here. Very desperate to try and finish this one off. Does not get the axe, but he's gonna get the Shaman, get a stack for himself anyway, so I'm sure he can't be too mad.
Dire's middle tower
Clinks knocks out the T1 mid. I'm sure Kid Dynamite probably wanted to deny that on TP, but he just didn't get there quite fast enough. Jungle items going out here. The Dire appear to have pretty much all... Get out of here, free camera. Pretty much 4 out of their 5 already, almost all 5. So do the Radiant. Both teams taking a very major early approach. Trusty Shovel rounds out that 5, and that's definitely something I feel like Radiant wants to have right about now. Having that passive bounty rune income is definitely going to be nice for them, and having some more HP to be able to stand up to the Huskar and everything is, you know, not so bad, even if it is a pretty insignificant amount of HP. Big circle on the jungle here. LC has now finished the Blink Dagger, sitting on the highest net worth in the server here, with the Blink Dagger and the Blade Mail, and the 2 Iron Branches that never got made into a Magic Wand or abused or anything. Pretty slow TP here.
Tower is under attack.
Blue Jay is saying, I don't want to even bother with this stupid LC idiot, I just want Gotham. Gotham is going to just jump out of here. It was kind of an unlikely kill anyway. I think LC is now starting to realize what a situation she's in. Duel comes out there by Rubik. Rubik's duel does not succeed. That's definitely a good idea. It gets the kill on LC. Again, I must stress again, like I did in the first game, it feels like a visit here from Pudge. Just a quick visit in from Pudge turns this around quite handily, because he's not going to get anything done just sitting here banding on the axe in this lane. I will say it is very fortunate that it seems like Blue Jay is on a very unfortunate pause 1 for him this game, because if Blue Jay was on a guy that either A, had something to do to win a duel or to be able to live through a duel, or B, if he was on somebody who had a lot more damage, a lot more scaling power, then I feel like this would be a very, very tense game for GX, for ATHF here, rather. But instead, he's on Slark, who's going to pretty much die anytime a duel or a Pudge ult is on his head, so that's not the best thing in the world. Immediate duel on the Huskar from the LC. Huskar just goes down in mere moments. Rubik actually gets the duel again. Hopefully he uses it so he can troll his own team. But he's not going to get to. Snakes come out here from the Shadow Shaman, but really all they seem to do is just feed the Marcy, feed the LC. This is a good taunt for Max. Bonus can do nothing but watch as Gotham dies. Tick tock, says Rubik, and again, I just have to reiterate. If this was a game where the Dire had like a pause one who's gonna have a game, this would be an awful way for this to be beginning. Now the good news is that Pudge is about 2/3 of the way, well I guess perhaps we should say 3/4 of the way to Ags at this point. Fantastic stuff, no doubt about that. But, I mean, he definitely is missing out on a lot of fat stacks. He is definitely missing out on... Okay, he might get one here. And a free duel, too, which is definitely good. But it feels like if Pudge takes a more active approach this game, this early game goes a lot better for them. And in a game where this Blue Jay is playing a better fit for this situation, I feel like that means a lot. Elsie goes for the dual bonus damage trait to the surprise of absolutely nobody, perhaps. Dragon scale out for Huskar here. The moment Axe even starts to think about LC, the Ignite immediately comes out, causing him to turn around, changes his mind. Dagger of Restool comes out for the Radiant. Definitely an item that has some interesting potential in this game, especially on the man who just picked it up. Let's see if he agrees. Yes, he does. Oh, I just found a Philo Stone! Honestly, Pudge can actually kind of use Philo Stone himself. His right click is not the important part of his kit. Radiant have successfully scanned out here, but this is Axe. I don't think this is exactly what they want to get. Axe is now just going to get the crap beaten out of him in this duel. Just barely does not win it on LC's part. Very sad. I wonder if she wins that if she has OOC rather than just the Blightstone here. I guess it's hard to say, and she might be going for Deso anyway. It's not the most unthinkable. Okay. Well, if Pudge is being a little passive in the early game, that's certainly a good kill for him to get to stop being that. Only just a second of ult on Huskar, but that's all he needs. And at 18 minutes, and this is perhaps the most classic bad sign in a Dota game. At only 18 minutes, the enemy pause 2 has lost the fight to the enemy pause 1 in a 1v1 scenario. In fairness, you can't by any means say that that was a fair matchup, but that's still just not what you want to have happen here. Looks like Rubik might be getting jumped on here. Clark immediately getting the duel on his face. Okay, well that's your answer. If Axe taunts the dual target, nothing happens at all. Another dual win for LC on the Slark. Gotham likely to take fall here to get it done, but it's going to be a very long time. And a failed Axe ult as well. Lynx throws some fire into the Lion. He's actually still pursuing this. I think LC has started to realize it. Yeah, he certainly has to now. But with her having a blink and nobody on the Dire but Axe having one who's a little too far behind, nothing comes of the smoke gank. Link's found a specialist array. Now LC can use a Dagger with Stool, which is also going to be pretty nasty stuff. So, and definitely an item that she can you can undo very quickly. Okay, a lot of people on the Dire about to run into Clinks here. Never mind. Lynx is walking away. Slark almost just walked into the lineup here. This is a smoke gank on Dire's part, or on Radiant's part, rather than LC just kind of walking right up here. Be really interesting. Instead, it's Clink's getting caught out, and it's LC getting caught out. Clink's is on the stupid, Clink's on the stupid stone. This looked like this is going to start out as a very bad situation for the Radiant, but no, it's actually totally fine. Shadow Shaman buys back, but does not make it in time. It is a 5-for-1 trade. Only losing the Clinks, which, hey, Clinks is a pretty big deal for Radiant to lose. He's probably, you know, outside of the, you know, if LC hadn't been winning loads and loads of duels right now, would be the best scaling hero. But since LC has already gotten 96 bonus damage, she is probably going to be over 100 before 25 minutes. You can safely say LC is going to be a late game problem.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pudge and Marcy trying to siege out the T2 top here. LC comes in to show the boys how it's done. Opting to save her W here. Making a major siege on this. In fact, it's going to die before the backdoor protection starts from the wave having died out. BKB on LC is going to make her a lot less afraid of a lot of guys on that lineup. Augur Magi, smoke coming out. Which could definitely be a big smoke egg. If nothing else, compared to the last game, I do think Cheeseburger has been doing a much better job of actually fighting once the eggs is out this time. Immediately gets a hook on Axe, while LC gets a duel in the background. Fresh meat is had. Another fat stack for Pudge, and another duel win for LC, who has, as predicted, crossed over the 100 duel damage threshold here at only 22 minutes. Huskar has finished his eggs, and that definitely has some potential to do some interesting stuff here. Seems like Tire's going to be very hard-pressed to let it happen. Even with all that magic resistance that Huskar gets, even he can't swim through that Pudge Ags. If you want to know exactly how much that Pudge Ags really sucks to deal with, here you go. Huskar has max level of his E, and still took the vast majority of his damage from Pudge here. Well, that he didn't take from himself anyway. And virtually no physical damage used to kill him, which is never a good sign when it comes to playing Huskar. He is going to go for the BKB now, which after that event is not much of a surprise, while the Radiant makes tracks for the Roche Pit. Roche is going to die almost instantly here. Goodbye. And again, the fat man takes it, and again, I gotta question it. Definitely should have been Clanks. Pudge has not died more than once in this entire game. Clinks has died on many occasions. You can't just always give it to the pause one, even if it's just like your Pudge. You just gotta give it to the person who is in that ratio of most likely to die in a fight and most important that they don't. Still, this is how the immediate post-Aegis fight starts, with LC immediately getting a dual win and Pudge immediately getting a fat stack for it on knocking out the 3 and under club on GXG. It is a little hard to argue with it. Kid Dynamite just sticking in the trees here while Slark is trying to cut the wave way back of the line here. So, ATHF says, well, hell, we don't need to do that then. We're just going to go right for the mid T3. Going to force them to do something about it. I'm going to, if nothing else, chip at this for a while. Shadow Shaman tries to drop some snakes and walks away. He gets part 1 done, but struggles to complete part 2. Pudge taking the snakes, not a great time. You know they're going to glyph for these racks. That's something you should be doing in that downtime.
Is under attack. Dire's middle barracks has fallen.
And again, even though they started with a virtually guaranteed rack, they started with the melee rack, or they started with the range rack, which ain't great, but it does look like they're going to get the melee rack after all. It looks like GXG has kind of suffered a pretty big morale bust at this point. There's not even a vague effort being made to protect their holdings here in their own base.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Pudge goes fishing, finds absolutely nothing. They just ain't biting today, I guess. Rubik immediately takes the hook back for himself, which actually could be kind of devastating. Kid Dynamite is fine, not Kid Dynamite, but Blue Jay's finally here. Fuck is ready to go,
Dire's
but
top tower is under attack.
I mean his readiness. I don't know how much his readiness to go matters here. Well, I guess if you're gonna have Pudge take Aegis, this is the way you're gonna want it to go down. Pudge just takes a very casual death while the rest of his team just cleans up Kid Dynamite in the back. That's kind of funny.
Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
The glyph finally comes out for the racks here. Just the mere threat of invincible buildings is enough for ATHF to sort of reconsider their position here, but not that much. Okay, yep. Kid Dynamite gets immediately hooked by the Fat Man, is just struggling to keep himself alive, is, yeah, just gonna go down here. I'm gonna say this campaign has come to an end for Ganker x Ganker.
Dire's top barracks are under attack. Dire's top barracks.
This is so early in this game, and that's nice. I like to have an early game in once in a while. Not every game in the season has to go 60 minutes. But, it is very notable that even though Huskar died back there, his respawn time is still just barely over a minute. Duel comes out on the Shadow Shaman, dies instantly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Pudge is just not willing to let the Slark go, but I think at this point he just kind of has to. They just simply cannot kill him in his own fountain.
Dire's
But I'm sure the Ancient will not be much worse of a prize. Bonus gets cleaved in half to end this game. Maybe in this game? Okay, it's looking a little less likely. Pudge is... Nope, never mind. Pudge is barely gonna live. Dies to the Rubik, but literally what does that matter? Okay, Slark actually buying back here. Gonna take out LC. Dire gets some good kills. This is still literally impossible for them to win this game. The only way I think there's any hope for Dire this game is if Radiant just gets bored and has to call GG. But they have evacuated the enemy from their base for now, even if it came at the cost of basically all their buybacks and a lot of lives, a lot of fat stacks for Pudge, a lot of dual wins for LC. I assume they're just not hitting, they're just not saying GG, and they're doing that just to troll me, because I cannot think of another reason. This is like worse than any of the Baby Schlark games, I think. As far as the Doomed Holdout goes. They actually were not even able to take outposts, so the Radiant is just going to be able to storm right back into base. I was looking at a Shiva's Guard here. Interesting choice. Next, looking at a Pipe of Insight will help, which will help a lot against the Pudge, but unfortunately will not help anything against the LC. Slark, maybe you didn't want to do that. Okay, yeah, he didn't want to do that after all, it seems. A little bit better trigger finger there on the Radiant. Could have made that a death, but no such luck. Ags and Shard on the Slark, by the way. LC desperately wants Clinks to just come with the team and just end this thing, and I agree, for the record. There's absolutely no way Dire can survive another team fight. I don't care if it's uphill, downhill, in the river, in the Roche pit, in their own fountain at this rate, honestly. But, you know, if it's not a team fight, then they certainly have some ability to do something here. Number one, Frank Stan just attempting to play with this food. Just wants to get all the towers, you know? He isn't happy just winning the game, he wants to get everything before he goes down. Four men smoked out here, but it is a very pie-in-the-sky idea to think that Dire is going to step outside of their base at any point further in this game.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
You know, this T3 bot, that's the farthest they're going to show their faces. Plinks has finished the Lincolns. Maybe now he's going to be happy to go in. LC immediately going to find the Pudge, or not the Pudge, going to find the, ooh, okay. Going to find the hook here from Rubik, though they do lose Kid Dynamite in the process of getting that done. Yeah, Pudge is just walking in, has just killed basically all of them. Pudge has just killed Blue Jay inside the enemy fountain. I mean, come on now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And they're walking out of the base. Okay. Oh my god, this is actually a first, but like the next time Dire just doesn't win a push uphill, I think I'm just gonna skip to the end of the game. Like, we all know how it's gonna end at this point, right? Like, they're just trolling. They're just like, oh, if you guys want to make the funny caster cast a 90-minute game, we'll be more than willing to let it happen. Ugh. This is a cross-aisle teamwork, unparalleled. They have stopped fighting with each other to instead gang up on me.
Tower is under attack.
Axe gets the pipe. Which is going to mean Pudge can no longer like dive into enemy fountain or anything. It's actually going to have quite a big impact for the Huskar, who, you know, at this point, even if Pudge is still winning the fight, it's not by much. And giving him the very large amount of space. Okay. Okay, this is all quite interesting. LC is just going to take an immediate fall here. What? Oh my god, okay, Rubik just ate Huskar with the Pudge Axe. Alright. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. Take Roche in the game, right? It was a good defensive effort there. I think in a game where there's like a hope in hell for your team, that's like a really good defense. They very effectively split up everybody on the Radiant, and they took a fight here at the bot lane, which Radiant should not have been here anyway. But, you know, this is a lane you push in with the other two ways, and then just eat the tower, just tank it. But,
Dire's bottom tower
They split the Radiant up in a very good way. They got many of the VIPs. They just took it all with Pudge not actually there. Once again, Rubik using that dismember shard. Which is honestly coming a lot more handy for Rubik than it has for Pudge.
Dire's bottom barracks
Pudge is back, life number 2. I mean, this time he actually should have been the one to take the Aegis. Mega creeps are out, Ancient's going down, and 10 minutes too late, the Radiant have won the game. 2-0 for Aqua Team Hunger Forcestaff. I mean, there's really nothing to say about these two games, though, is there? And that's a really unfortunate thing about it. I think, honestly, it's an EDNH moment for Ganker x Ganker, which, you know, Blue Jay is probably holding his head right now, like, goddammit, not again, but... You know, I feel like Ganker x Ganker just generally had the higher level of play in both games, but also both games, they were just all food for, like, one of the most powerful heroes in the entire game right now. Like, maybe Kid Dynamite's not a big believer in the Pudge, but let me just spoil something for you. These are not two masterclass games on Cheeseburger's part. They were certainly solid, but this wasn't like a godlike map Pudge by any means. This wasn't like how Inno was playing Pudge, you know. This is not the be-all end-all, the Healy's Pudge, right? By any stretch of the imagination, by any circumstance. Even on just an average Pudge player, which, you know, I would say Cheeseburger is like an average above average, certainly. This is just a horrible, miserable stomp in his favor in both of these games. And the lesson of the day is simple. Either ban it out or counterpick it. Because this Pudge hero, it's just so counterintuitive to how Ganker x Ganker wants to play this game. And I legitimately think, like, if Blue Jays on not just a squishy guy who's going to die in one dismember in Game 2 or one duel in Game 2, they almost certainly win this game. Honestly, honest to God, I really do think if Blue Jays hero is different, like, if he's on, I don't know, let's say, I think Ursa was banned out. That's the most obvious pick, but he's not on the list anymore. So let's say if he's on, like, a... Chaos Knight's not a great one, but let's just say a Chaos Knight. If he's on a Chaos Knight in this particular game, if he's to the point where he's not just going to die the second Pudge or else you look at him funny, if he's on, like, a Terrorblade and he is able to position himself nicely and, you know... sometimes just fake out the duels, get that ult out when he needs to, right? If he's on heroes like that in this game, rather than the Slark, I think this is, like, almost a done deal for GXG, because I think ATHF, despite having a much better draft, well, I mean, less so much better draft, but more a draft that totally solves what GXG is giving to them, I do think this game made them look a little weak in victory. I think their inability to put away, like, the most doomed match in history did not look good for them. And worse yet, it didn't look like that was happening to them because they were, like, losing. It looked like that was happening to them because they were getting very overconfident and playing with their food. And there were a few tactical errors that were made along the way. It's hard to parse this game really, like, on a very in-depth level more than that. But that just seems to be my takeaway through it. I think GXG had the better strategy, but ATHF had just so much better draft. And the better play on GXG as well. But, like, the ATHF draft just sat on them so hard. Just lean into those very powerful and very comfortable heroes so hard. I mean, Pudge and Marcy, you want to talk about meta, there you go. Just Kid Dynamite just got kind of flushed down the toilet and his team followed. So... that's how it goes sometimes, and if you or somebody you know want to learn Dota 2 at a casual or more competitive level, go to ld2l.gg to sign up today. I'll give you a hint, if you're captain and you're in an unwinnable situation, this unwinnable, please say GG so I don't have to do this for like 30 minutes longer when I already have 9 hours of this a week. The 9 hours, what am I saying? It's actually like, let me think. It's about 12 hours of this a week. And yeah, Pause Free Dojo is open. Ceremonies haven't really kicked on there yet, but you know, once everybody's together, you can definitely, and I don't have any more recordings to do in a week. You can definitely expect to see some wildfire going on there. And see you next time.